Hello everyone. In this video, I would like to talk about honestly Netflix's new series titled The Midnight Gospel. Honestly, the show overall, if I had to start on anything, it would be just, well, of course, the animation. I'm not going to go too deep with animation because other people most likely talk about it the most. But if I had to give my own interpretation about the animation, it would probably be just the fact that it's just well, the animation is more like you honestly watching Adventure Time, but honestly, think of Adventure Time, but you kind of like also watching a little bit of Alice in Wonderland, like version of Adventure Time, and it's really trippy. Like it's more trippy than what you see off of the adult version of Alice in Wonderland through video games or honestly the kid friendly Alice in Wonderland versions in Disney like it's more trippier than that. But aside from that, um long story short, main character name is Clancy, and honestly he has this computer simulator that allows him to go through different universes slash earths and honestly like interact with whatever person or like I guess organism or thing that's around him and tries to like talk to whatever individual that he run across for his podcast. And I feel like it's not only him trying to make like a good podcast so he can possibly make money or I guess be known through popularity or whatever. I guess that's probably what he wants to do, along with the fact of him just trying to, just be his own person. But I feel like as he goes through these different Earths, it's also the fact that he's trying to become a better person as well too. Now, I just also wanted to take like one step back a little bit and talk about the whole thing about him traveling through different universes slash Earths. I feel like me talking about the fact of him going through different Earths slash universes being the same thing because technically, okay, think of MCU, like the Marvel Universe as a whole through movie cinematics, aka the MCU, and they bring up like the Spider-Man movie, like Far From Home, and everyone has this theory of, oh, so there are different Earths. Like the MCU is going to make like a whole concept that there are different Earths or different Marvel universes slash Earths with like same heroes but just different like representation of these same heroes. It's kind of like the same thing as that in this show on the Midnight Gospel as a whole. Basically, it's just Clancy going through different Earths, but they are different representations, and also just honestly just they work differently. Like everything is all different as a whole. Like the first episode, for a good example, basically Clancy is like at this universe where it's all zombie apocalypse and everyone is normal humans, and then there's one other universe with creepy clowns. Basically, the list goes on. Honestly, my favorite universe personally that I would like give a little spoiler to as I go on with this video because along with me talking about like the first few minutes of the video talking about like a small summary about the show, I also like to talk about like some symbolism that the show like gives and how that symbolism like honestly makes my argument stronger as to why Clancy is becoming a better person as you watch him go on his journey with different like earths trying to get like a successful podcast going. But aside from that, episode 4, I feel like that would be my favorite universe because in that universe slash Earth, basically everything is all like gothic and kind of dark in a sense, but it's mainly just gothic and etc. So it kind of reminds you of a Bloodborne feel combined with Castlevania. Castlevania, especially when you see like the main antagonist force or antagonist like individual of this Earth in episode 4, because where this man lives, he lives in a freaking castle that looks exactly like Castlevania a little bit. Like it's not like the same spitting image, but it kind of favors it a lot. And I'm like, dang, I kind of like this universe. And before like I talk about too much about episode 4, like episode 4 also brings up this one female chick that's arguably my favorite character because she is 100% a badass, especially with what type of ability she has with this one rose, this special rose that has a lot of symbolism that I'm going to get into in the second half of this video. But aside from that, that's why I like that universe. And also, episode there's like this other episode to where like Clancy gets all mad because his like computer simulator gets all glitchy and doesn't work properly. So honestly, he has to look for help to and also look to find a way to fix the computer simulator. And how he does it is he basically got a friend or some random dude who came out of nowhere, which is like somewhat of a friend of his, kind of, and to help him like resolve the problem. And he tells them that look, you need this special oil to rub down on your on your computer simulator so it can act proper again and also just work efficiently and it won't like be all glitching and everything and stuff. And yeah, that episode I would like to say is very deep. I would strongly say is very deep. That episode I will also say that that's a whole nother different video as a whole because there's so much I'd like to talk about with that. But yeah, basically, after Clancy fixes his computer simulator with the guy's help and finding this special oil to pour like into this like computer simulator, he then gets advice from his computer simulator because basically this is what happened. He gets pissed that the computer simulator like wrecked everything in this like household after glitching and just honestly wilding out. And then the computer is like, "Look, Clancy, I need you to go to this one Earth where I know this one dude that knows how to do meditation right." And he makes Clancy kind of go to this one Earth like universe in this like octopus like avatar. Oh, which by the way, every time when he goes to different Earths, Clancy does have the ability to like change his like form into different ways with options of like different avatars, whether it be an avatar that's looks similar to him, whether he's skinny or built, or honestly another form where hold up a second. Or he could be another avatar to where he's a whole different type of organism or individual as a whole. Like that's why I was saying it for this video in this like episode when dude went to this certain earth and he actually had to like talk to this one guy for meditation help in order for him to calm down after his computer simulator was wilding out. Honestly, that's how Clancy could have the ability to take a form of like this octopus like character in a sense. But aside from that, dude helps him meditate. He calms down, and yeah, Clancy kind of learns from that episode that sometimes it's better to like step away from bad situations and just take a deep breath and honestly just like not give in to anger and aggression when crap hits the fan all the time. Now, this is where I'm going to point out like the symbolism, like some symbolism and representations in the show of where I feel like Clancy is becoming a better person. For one, honestly, Clancy as an individual, he kind of reminds me of an older version of Finn. The only reason why I say that is because in Adventure Time, Finn always goes to like different dungeons and always goes on different adventures to find treasures or different weapons to always have just to collect. Clancy, on the other hand, as he goes into other like Earth slash universes, he he never collects nothing valuable per se, like nothing like superficial, materialistic, or valuable. The only thing that Clancy always retains from every universe slash Earth would be just shoes. Now, honestly, I'm watching his character. I'm like, why this dude only collects shoes? And then this dude legit has like a whole shoe shelf of like all the shoes that he collected from all the different Earths that he came from. And I'm like, why does he do that? And I did a little research about it, and honestly, according to my research, basically shoes is the symbolism of someone like going into their own journey, and on top of that, just honestly traveling around and honestly being like exposed to other people's interpretations of life. Like they get more enlightenment through walking into shoes and stuff, or like symbolically like walking to other people's different shoes just to as they are basically getting more enlightenment and knowledge about life and life situations and etc. And I feel like that's deep as hell. And I'm like, mm, that's interesting. Another interesting thing about Clancy would be just the fact of he has this unique horn that he always blows on every time he basically like about to leave the every Earth slash universe, whether it be he's done with his podcast recordings or before something happens to that certain Earth slash universe. I'm not going to like spoil what happens to every Earth that he visited because I never try to spoil too much. But it's just every time he's about to like leave, he basically blows on his horn, and when he blows on his horn, basically there's this third eye that basically like opens up in the middle of his head, and I'm like, yo, like that's unique as well too. And if you think about it, like in spiritual representation, basically the symbolism of a third eye means that you're really woke in like honestly becoming a better person, and on top of that, just honestly being a chill spiritual type of individual in a way. Like you're more calm and you're more like better as a person altogether. And I'm not just saying just to say that. Literally, I researched what a third eye is in a sense, and that's what the gist of a third eye is in a sense. Third eye also like represents honestly the fact of an individual having the ability to honestly explore through different realms as well too. And if you think about it, besides Clancy having the like ability or like the luxury of having a like computer simulator that allows him to travel to different Earth slash realms or different Earth slash like universes, if you think about it in a symbolic way, honestly, he has the ability to do that as well too, especially when you look at his like bag, because again I'm not trying to like honestly spoil too much, but Classy has this bag to where if I had to make like a quick wild like reference, his bag is deep as heck and has so much random stuff. It's kind of like freaking Mary Poppins bag. like not literally, but literally it's like Mary Poppins freaking bag because it's like a pocket universe full of different things, and it's so like deep. It's just deep as heck in that bag full of different items that's useful to Clancy to use besides him like pulling out his droids to basically create a podcast. Um Besides honestly the personal symbolism of what Clancy has as a whole as a character when it comes to point out symbolism in the show, another like thing that I like to point out when it comes to basically the symbolism inside the show would be episode 4, my favorite episode. Now, why I'm bringing episode 4 up in instances is because of the fact that, well, basically in episode 4, Clancy asks this one character, "What do you do when honestly you're looking for forgiveness and you're also like trying to become a better person by becoming a better listener and also becoming like someone that's more understanding?" And she says, and basically this character, this badass character basically said that you just have to become more patient and more passionate and more sympathetic. That, and mind you, she also has her badass ability is she has like this pinkish looking rose that I guess her like significant other slash boyfriend gave her. And honestly, this rose, it not only has like, I'm not going like, again, I'm not going to spoil it too much, but like basically this rose has like the ability to basically have combat like abilities. Kind of like if you think of Code, like this one Bloodborne game called Code Vein, or another like Bloodborne game like Dark Souls or Bloodborne in general. It has the ability where it has combat like abilities. And aside from that, it's also the fact of if you like get cut from this rose or the person like rubs this rose up against you, it has the ability to not only suck people's like injuries and like visible blood cuts, but it also gets stronger at as it basically heals people and like takes away like the infectious blood cuts as well too. That, and any person can automatically heal altogether from this rose. Again, it now why I'm putting so much emphasis on this rose is because of the fact that it has those capabilities. The rose, I feel like it represents not only just strength out of love and compassion within it, but it also feels like it's a symbolism of empathy and sympathy for any individual that uses it because basically besides strength, it literally heals others' wounds. The rose not only gets stronger in its like different ways by like taking away the wounds and healing them, but also it basically heals people from whatever like dire type of injury that they like retain from any type of situation. And I'm like, that's kind of symbolism of sympathy and empathy for someone in a sense, and having compassion for another person. But long story short, yeah, that's honestly what I would like to talk about when it comes to the show altogether and the symbolism of the show. For anything else, I'm going to leave it up to y'all to watch it. Please leave a like if you liked this video. Please sub if you also enjoyed it. And please sub if you enjoy my other videos. Thank you and bye.